So I don't always like super often do Netflix reviews, but every once in a while, yeah, I'll check out a Netflix exclusive. There's just so much content, not just on Netflix, but on everything else. You got Prime and you know all the friggin' DVD stack that I have. I just got a huge stack from a buddy of mine that gave me like over 100 DVDs that I was like sifting through. So there's always content to review, but Netflix specifically, I try to like make a Netflix banter every chance I get. And today I watched a really good Netflix exclusive called Blood Red Sky, and I'm sure this has been reviewed already, but by other YouTubers. But I really enjoyed this film, and all the hype that it got, that I heard about it, is definitely true. Interesting enough, I thought this film was actually fully like an American film, which would like be fully in English. It's not. It's a German production, if I'm not mistaken, because all the intro credits are German. I believe it could be Austrian. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it seems like it's German. And the film is multiple languages. You got German and English back and forth, and a chunk of it at the beginning especially takes place in Scotland, and it's a very different and interesting take on the vampire genre, which that's what it was marketed to be, and that's exactly what it is. Like I said, half of it is subtitled, and then the other half is in English. And what you have is basically it starts off in Scotland where the plane is already on the ground, and it's being basically investigated, and they're trying to they're trying to find they believe it's been hijacked because that all the signs are pointing that it's been hijacked. So they're interrogating everybody on board. There's people outside of the plane, and the plane is on the ground at a distance, and there's like a sniper situation on the plane and whatnot. And then you get this story with this young boy, and this woman is asking him what happened, and then from there the rest of the film is basically a flashback of his observation on what happened on board and whatnot. So what happens is this plane departed from Germany, and you got this little boy with his mother, and his mother has vampirism, I guess you could call it. And how they treat the vampirism in this film is extremely subtle and extremely different, and it's not like it's not stereotypical, and it's not what you would usually expect. I wouldn't say like it's kind of treated like a curse kind of thing, but that's kind of the wrong way to put it. It's treated like an illness that is beyond a person's control, and this woman, like, you know if she doesn't have blood in her, she starts to slowly like transform with the ears and the teeth and all that, and become basically like an addict would be to any substance, where it's so much of a necessity. Now you have this situation where this woman is basically thirsting for blood on this plane, but you also got this terrorist situation that goes on in the background. Now I kind of wish that the film did a 50-50 with both of those plots going on, because I think that a vampire plot plus a terrorist plot would be really cool, but they kind of put the terrorist plot on the back burner and focus much harder on the woman with the vampirism stuff, which is great. But I think it would have been a cooler film if they balanced the two plots a little bit more, instead of just like hardcore focusing on one and kind of brushing up on the other one. But other than that, I think that this film is extremely cool and extremely different. And there's really like interesting scenes when it comes to the whole vampire stuff. Like there's a scene where this guy, because there's also other people on board that are suffering the same vampirism, and evil people obviously. And there's this one scene where this guy's in the car and he's taking a shot of blood, and you could see her like she's so jonesing on this blood, like on the car hood kind of thing, and she's like pounding on the window and she's trying to get, you know, do anything she possibly can to get a taste of this blood, which this guy is injecting into himself right in front of her, and you know, getting a high or a hit or whatever you want to call it, and the just the direction that this film takes on this woman's character study is really really interesting and unique for a genre that's been played around with so much that you get a lot of cliche and overly done subject matter, you know what I mean? So, for a breath of fresh air, if you like vampire films, I would definitely recommend Blood Red Sky. And if it's ever released on physical media, this is one that I would definitely buy. So it's a very high recommend for me um, for a Netflix banter, which I occasionally do. But yeah, so Blood Red Sky is a recommend for me. I definitely loved it. Wasn't expecting it to be half in a foreign language. That I love foreign films. It doesn't bother me at all. I just wasn't expecting it. So when I put it on, I'm like, this is a German film? Cool. Kind of thing. So yeah, check it out. It's on Netflix. It's streaming. So it's readily available. And that's about it. So subscribe to Morgan Film Fan if you like my film reviews. If you like the sound of my voice. And 31 Days of Horror is coming soon. So stay tuned for that as well. Starting Friday, October 1st. So I will be back then, and I will be back soon. So take care and cheers.